Before jumping straight into this video, I need to explain a couple of things. This is a live session recording on which I was able to take a 2% trade on euro dollar yesterday, Wednesday, March 1st. And I wanted to say that this kind of video on which we have a live session where I show my thought process and pretty much show everything that I do on a daily basis on trading, right? Whether it is analyzing, executing, or managing the trade, is just simply a very good example of what's going to be offered Private Community 2.0, right? Which, if you do want more information, you can find that in the description box. But well, that's all that I really wanted to mention. Hope you enjoyed this video. I'll be talking to you on the next one. Hello everyone, good morning and welcome to March 1st, Wednesday. I'm going to be talking a little bit about the pre-market analysis that I just did on both euro dollar and Aussie. As you can see, price actually traded above yesterday's high, which is something that I was actually not expecting at all, because this movement here that then reacts quite aggressively to the downside had actually traded into a daily fair value gap, right? And I was actually expecting that to be respected and to this maybe be the half the week, right? However, as you can clearly see, price traded aggressively higher above that, but it has mitigated a daily order block, and I say highest, but that's actually a lie. I mean, actually not, because this one is already failed. Well, mitigated, not failed entirely. So thing is that it has mitigated that, so it makes sense for price to actually reach into those levels. And at the time, if it were to reverse, then it's something that we should be careful with, because it could simply be something to take some sell-side liquidity from all of these lows that were created in the last couple of hours, right? To then simply continue going higher. And if that were to happen, then we'll try to take advantage of it. And as an example of price now is just simply market shifts and gives us a fair value gap with this run on liquidity, the mitigation of the higher time frame POIs and everything. And that's definitely going to be an interesting opportunity to try to take advantage of, right? On the other hand, on Aussie, we have some similar price action. However, the higher time frames are not cleared at all, right? The only thing that we could wait for or expect per se will be this 4-hour fair value gap and order block, right? Something that price could try to trade up to. However, again, we'll see how things develop, right? As an example, now that this has created equal highs, what I would love to see based on power of 3 as well, it's just a simple retracement, which will be manipulation based on the open, right? Takes liquidity, market shifts below that low, and we get the fair value gap to look for the lower time frame confluences to try to sell, right? And if it were to go bearish, take liquidity, market shift, and try to give us the 5 steps bullishly, then somewhat even better, right? Because we would have power of 3 in that direction. It is in what direction the market has been through the entire London session, so it could work out, right? But at the time, we simply gotta wait for the 5 steps, right? We have nothing to do for now. It's gonna take a couple of good minutes for us to actually create something that we can take advantage of, and we'll see. Okay, so Aussie dollar continued trading higher for a little bit, ranged another little bit, and now has caused a somewhat aggressive move lower, which generated 2 fair value gaps while it was causing a market shift. And now that we have the market shift, we can count this as basically step 2 after step 1, and we could expect price to trade back onto the fair value gap and give us a step 3, right? To then 4 and 5 ideally. Whenever that happens, we'll definitely see if we can take advantage of it, right? We'll see if the lower time frames cooperate and everything, but based on power of 3, we do have that little bit of an extra that sure, it is possible in that direction, due to the fact that price trades opens, trades a bit lower, then a bit higher, takes liquidity aggressively lower, and could give us chances for us to sell, right? So we'll see what we get, right? We just simply need to wait for the lower time frames to help us a little bit, right? And ideally we just get something great, you know? On the lower time frames, I just want to see something very clear to happen ideally, because otherwise it's going to be a little bit of a messy situation. I'll update you whenever we actually have something to utilize. All right, so a little bit of a complicated scenario, because, okay, we have the market shift. I don't think we need to argue for that, right? half the market shift. However, the fair value gap or the aggression that has happened complicates the fair value gap, right? Of course, our stop loss is going to be all the way up to this high. That's no science there. We're gonna add 5 for it for spreads and everything, so that's 751. 14752, it doesn't really matter. And yeah, I mean, whenever that candle is closed, as long as this fair value gap continues to hold, and that's pretty much our entry. Now, thing is, right, that we need a risk to reward ratio. So we're saying that we're going for 52 there. So let's analyze how far we need to go. That's 1.5. If we wanted to go higher, how much do we need for 2? That's okay, that's not too far. I was actually even intending or thinking about going for the market shift line, like I did on, like I wanted to do on yesterday's trade. Can we go lower? Well, if we are right about the reversal, and this is just going to be bearish, then we could be expecting multiple lows to be taken, right? We could even measure the 50%, which is definitely pretty far or far away enough for us to be targeting it, right? And that really wouldn't matter. That really wouldn't sacrifice our entry too much. Let me explain. We wouldn't really need to put our entry up here. We simply could put it there, which is the only value for value gap that we have, right? And thing is, do I want to do that? Because it's a really, really extended move that we're looking for, right? Well, actually, I mean, I'm going for 2.5 R, not much more than that. So, yeah, I think we'll take it like that, right? This is right below that low, and if we get anything before that, any kind of strong reaction or something like that, then we'll simply take the trade out and just get out with the profits if get the chance to profit out of it. We'll see if price actually trades back onto the fair value gap or not. It is already an okay entry, and I could be executing it right now with just being flexible about the 5th step. Personally, we'll simply wait for price to trade up to that fair value gap, and whenever it does, happily executes. And close enough. Entry at 696, just 2 ticks lower than the fair value gap. And what are we targeting? Right on that low, we're getting 2R, right? That low is this one. I'd prefer to be out before that, right? But we need to consider that price could get there, could not get there. Oh, no, we'll see. We'll see. Oh well, that's my execution. Put a alert up here in which we're taking a loss. If TradingView allows me to do so. Where's 1.5? 1.5 is right here. And 2R plus commissions is right there. Profit hits plus 2R. And that's 581. Let me modify that. 581. Let me check that that's actually correct. Yeah, it is exactly 2R. Alright. Well, that's pretty much it. I'm gonna come back whenever this is triggered, right? Which means that at that point I'm moving my stop loss to break even, right? And later on we just need for price to hold through to the low all the way down there, right? Which again, if we're right about direction, it doesn't really matter. Theoretically, should go much lower than that, taking all of these lows. Maybe when it gets to the 50%, that's when we consider price could retrace or change directions, right? Which means that our entry could be validated, taken out for break even, taken out for loss, whatever it is, right? But at this point, this entry to move a little bit should be more than all right. But we will find out that soon. We will find that out soon enough. I'll come back whenever I have anything to update you with. Okay, well, I was coming back to make the update on the 1.5R. However, price reaches much lower, not much lower, I mean, just gets to 2R, right? And takes us out for a take profit. That's great. Beautiful trade, the 5 steps, and I mean, that's pretty much it. You saw the analysis already. There's a market shift there. little bit weak. Not gonna participate in anything else as you, well, I don't know if you know, but whenever I take a win out of a session, I don't trade anymore for that session, right? I don't see it worth it at all. And a beautiful trade. I mean, again, we had the equal highs there being taken as liquidity, pretty clear and strong market shift happening. Immediately retraces up to a fair value gap. The lower time frame entry is the only thing that didn't convince me too much. And besides from that, I am thankful that I actually ended up executing it there, right? Just being a bit flexible about the execution, and that manages us a beautiful 2R on Aussie dollar, right? That was actually pretty great. That's pretty much it for me for this session. Ended up being a short one, which I'm pretty happy about. I hope this was something that you can learn from, right? And I guess I'll be talking to you in the post-market analysis. We'll do a post-market analysis. Yeah, I'll see you soon.